In 2026, the sky changes forever as silent bombers, autonomous wingmen, and next-generation fighters enter service, quietly rewriting how wars begin, escalate, and end before the world notices it. At number 12, HAL HDT-40 is a trainer aircraft from India designed to harden pilots before combat. The first seconds in the cockpit decide whether confidence grows or cracks. This machine exists because mistakes made later cost lives. Unveiled in 2016, it arrived quietly while shaping futures loudly. Its length of 34 feet 5.5 inches gives stability without bulk. A maximum speed of 249 miles per hour keeps training unforgiving yet survivable. A maximum range of 621 miles stretches sorties long enough to induce fatigue. It carries a payload of 1,102 pounds, forcing pilots to manage weight and balance. The unit cost of $11.7 million makes repetition possible. That affordability allows relentless training cycles. The wow feature is realism without punishment. Another standout is how it bridges basic instruction to high-performance jets. Imagine a trainee pushing limits over empty airspace as alarms chatter. The lesson lands without wreckage. Should training aircraft simulate danger or shelter learners? This platform answers by demanding discipline. Its strategic value lies in producing competent aviators at scale. Every conflict begins with someone trained correctly. The tension rises because trainers decide who reaches war. But the next entry leaves classrooms and enters logistics. Coming in at number 11, Ilyushin Il-276 is a medium military transport aircraft from Russia built to move wars. Fighters wait while supplies decide outcomes. This aircraft turns distance into a manageable variable. Unveiled in 2017, it signaled renewal of aging airlift fleets. Its length of 123 feet allows cavernous internal volume. A maximum speed of 540 miles per hour compresses response times. The maximum range of 1,200 miles keeps corridors alive. It lifts a payload of 44,000 pounds in a single run. A unit cost of $40 million balances power and scale. The wow factor is speed paired with lift. Another standout is rapid deployment to austere fields. Picture a besieged base awaiting fuel at dawn. This aircraft arrives before defenses tighten. Logistics become decisive weapons. Does moving ammunition matter more than firing it? Strategically, it sustains fronts. Others cannot reach. Human stakes rise when supplies fail. Airlift keeps armies breathing. Intensity builds as combat edges closer. And now, training jets give way to supersonic preparation. Sliding into number 10, Boeing T-7. A Red Hawk is an advanced trainer aircraft from the United States shaping modern pilots. It carries no weapons yet determines future dogfights. The opening climb feels like a promise. Unveiled in 2016, it was born from digital design. A length of 46 feet 11 inches keeps it agile. Its maximum speed of 608 miles per hour introduces a supersonic mindset. A maximum range of 1,138 miles supports long training profiles. The payload is estimated at 0 pounds, emphasizing skill over force. A unit cost of $26 million enables fleet scale. This is where the countdown tightens and preparation becomes pressure. The wow feature is fighter-like handling without combat risk. Another is adaptability to future aircraft generations. Imagine a student mastering high-angle maneuvers before sunrise. Muscle memory forms instead of fear. Can training technology rival weapons in importance? Strategically, this aircraft future-proofs air forces. Human error shrinks through repetition. Tension rises as weapons enter the countdown. Preparation turns into capability. Next comes a jet that actually fights. At number 9, KAI FA-50 Block 20 is a lightweight multi-role fighter aircraft from South Korea built for real combat. Small frames are not supposed to hit this hard. This one does. Unveiled in 2023, it arrived already armed. Its length of 43 feet keeps radar signatures compact. A maximum speed of 1,140 miles per hour pushes into true fighter territory. The maximum range of 1,150 miles enables regional dominance. It carries a payload of 12,000 pounds without overextension. A unit cost of $58 million lowers entry to air power. The wow feature is cost-efficient lethality. Another is multi-role flexibility across missions. Visualize a scramble over contested coastline. Missiles lock as seconds vanish. This jet responds before escalation spreads. Are lighter fighters the future of air control? Strategically, it empowers smaller forces. Stakes climb as real firepower appears. Combat replaces preparation, momentum surges upward. But the next system abandons pilots entirely. At number 8, Boeing MH-139. Grey Wolf is a military helicopter from the United States built to protect systems that cannot be allowed to fail under pressure. This is not a dramatic war machine, but a guardian of continuity. When response time slips even slightly, consequences ripple quietly and irreversibly. Unveiled in 2018, it emerged as a calculated replacement for platforms that no longer met modern threat tempo. Its length of 54 feet 8 inches gives it a commanding presence while preserving maneuver control. A maximum speed of 193 miles per hour compresses reaction windows before situations spiral. A maximum range of 659 miles allows persistent coverage across sensitive zones without pause. It lifts a payload of 6,800 pounds, enabling rapid transport of teams, equipment, or life-saving assets. The unit cost of $22 million allows deployment at scale without sacrificing readiness. This is where the countdown subtly tightens and tolerance disappears. The wow feature is reliability under constant demand rather than spectacle. Another standout is seamless role switching across security, transport, and emergency response. Imagine a sudden threat emerging near a hardened facility as darkness settles. Rotors cut through the night before confusion spreads. The helicopter arrives as control returns, should protection platforms be judged by firepower or certainty. Strategically, this aircraft guards infrastructure that anchors deterrence and stability. Human stakes rise because failure here is invisible until it becomes catastrophic. This entry shifts momentum from preparation to prevention. The pacing grows heavier as consequences multiply. Safety margins shrink with every second lost. The calm atmosphere begins to erode. This is the last system designed to avoid confrontation. The next aircraft abandons restraint and accelerates into contested airspace. Breaking into number 7, HAL Tejas Mk-1A is a light combat aircraft from India engineered to assert control where hesitation invites escalation. This is the moment restraint dissolves and intent takes flight. The countdown stops whispering and starts advancing. Unveiled in 2025, it represents refinement driven by urgency rather than experimentation. Its length of 43 feet keeps the frame compact, sharp, and difficult to track. A maximum speed of 1,380 miles per hour compresses interception timelines into moments. A maximum range of 1,864 miles extends presence far beyond defensive perimeters. It carries a payload of 9,900 pounds, blending agility with meaningful strike authority. The unit cost of $41 million sustains long-term readiness without overextension. This is where the list shifts from deterrence to confrontation. The wow feature is frontline capability without reliance on massive infrastructure. Another standout is rapid sortie generation under pressure. Visualize radar warnings flashing as hostile tracks surge toward contested airspace. The aircraft launches while strategic conversations are still forming. Can light fighters now tilt regional power balances? Strategically, it denies adversaries time, space, and initiative. Human lives depend on minutes gained and skies controlled. The emotional weight increases as combat becomes unavoidable. This aircraft shortens diplomacy windows and sharpens outcomes. Every entry beyond this point accelerates risk. The sky grows crowded and unforgiving. The next system removes the pilot entirely and challenges the meaning of sacrifice. Crashing into number 6, Bayraktar Kızılelma is an unmanned combat aircraft from Turkey designed for missions no human should be asked to fly. This is the first true rupture in the list because absence replaces presence. Decisions no longer require a cockpit. Unveiled in 2022, it marked a shift from surveillance dominance to autonomous aggression. A length of 47 feet gives it fighter-scale authority in the air. A maximum speed of 680 miles per hour keeps it relevant against manned opponents. A maximum range of 580 miles defines sharp, high-risk strike envelopes. It carries a payload of 3,300 pounds without exposing a pilot to danger. The unit cost of $35 million lowers political and operational thresholds. This is where the list destabilizes familiar ethics. The wow feature is high-speed, unmanned lethality. Another standout is endurance without fear or fatigue. Imagine advanced air defenses locking on while operators observe from continents away. The mission continues without hesitation, should machines hold the power to escalate force. Strategically, this platform expands reach while reducing human loss. The psychological distance between action and consequence widens. This entry alters how nations calculate accountability. The battlefield becomes quieter but more uncertain. Control shifts from instinct to code. The tension now feels unfamiliar and unsettling. Traditional rules strain under autonomy. The next aircraft does not strike directly, yet magnifies every strike that follows. The scale of war expands outward. Surging into number 5, Boeing MQ-25 Stingray is an unmanned aerial refueling aircraft from the United States that quietly reshapes modern dominance. This is power without explosions or headlines. Without fuel, even the strongest aircraft become observers. Unveiled in 2017, it emerged to solve a limitation no weapon could address. Its length of 51 feet supports stable operations from crowded carrier decks. A maximum speed of 550 miles per hour allows it to integrate seamlessly with strike formations. A maximum range of 580 miles defines the invisible geometry of naval reach. It carries a payload of 15,000 pounds devoted entirely to fuel transfer. The unit cost of $136 million reflects leverage rather than spectacle. This is where the countdown pivots from combat to endurance. This is where wars are enabled before they begin. The WOW feature is extending operational reach without risking pilots. Another standout is releasing manned aircraft from support duties. Picture a carrier group launching strikes once thought unreachable. Does refueling now decide victory? Strategically, this aircraft multiplies every mission that follows. Human endurance is preserved as operational depth expands. Distance stops protecting adversaries. The tempo accelerates as reach becomes supremacy. From here, the list turns invisible. Stealth replaces presence. The sky grows quieter and far more dangerous. Entering number 4 with a sudden drop in noise, Shenyang J-35 is a next-generation stealth fighter aircraft from China, designed for airspace, where being seen means being erased. The opening seconds are tense because silence is the weapon here. This aircraft survives by delaying discovery. That delay rewrites outcomes. Unveiled in 2024, it arrived not as a reveal but as a warning. Its length of 57 feet 5 inches allows internal volume without breaking stealth geometry. A maximum speed of 870 miles per hour favors disciplined penetration over reckless pursuit. A maximum range of 780 miles defines strike planning around forward presence rather than retreat. It carries a payload of 18,000 pounds configured for flexibility under different threat levels. The unit cost of $60 million signals intent for scale rather than rarity. This is where the countdown pivots from speed to invisibility. This is a tonal shift moment. The first WOW feature is its multi-spectrum low observability design. Another standout is adaptability for naval operations in contested waters. Imagine a carrier group edging closer while sensors search for signatures. The aircraft launches before clarity arrives. It enters defended airspace while radar operators hesitate. This is the first rehook because certainty collapses. Who owns the sky when warning time evaporates? This system matters because it compresses defender reaction cycles. Geopolitically, it reflects parity ambition rather than dominance seeking. Human stakes rise because hesitation becomes fatal. The air war becomes a guessing game rather than a contest. The silence feels heavier than noise. This aircraft is not about chasing targets, it is about arriving unnoticed. The battlefield shifts from dogfights to detection failure. The pressure now feels cerebral. The escalation is subtle but dangerous. This entry proves stealth is no longer optional, but subtlety alone does not dominate. The next aircraft scales power across alliances. The tension widens from silence to coordination. Now surging into number 3 with unmistakable momentum, KAI-KF-21 Baramai is a multi-role fighter aircraft from South Korea built to unify speed, range, and adaptability. This is where balance becomes lethal. The escalation is no longer subtle. Unveiled in 2021, it arrived as proof of industrial maturity rather than aspiration. Its length of 55 feet 4 inches balances internal systems with aerodynamic efficiency. A maximum speed of 1,400 miles per hour restores kinetic authority in contested airspace. A maximum range of 1,800 miles allows sustained presence across regional theaters. It carries a payload of 17,000 pounds tailored for diverse mission profiles. The unit cost of 65 million United States dollars positions it between exclusivity and mass. This is where the list pivots from invisibility to integration. This is a second rehook moment. The first wow feature is its growth path toward deeper stealth capability. Another standout is native compatibility with networked warfare. Imagine a multi-nation strike forming across shared data streams. The aircraft leads while others adapt in real time. Targets shift while formations remain coherent. Is adaptability now deadlier than raw stealth? This system matters because it multiplies coalition effectiveness. Strategically, it reshapes alliance air doctrine. Human pilots transition from lone decision-makers to node managers. The emotional weight shifts from bravery to coordination. This aircraft compresses timelines across entire theaters. The sky becomes a shared battle space rather than isolated duels. The escalation now feels structural. This is not about one aircraft winning a fight. It is about systems winning campaigns. The countdown tightens as regional power becomes systemic dominance. But even this scale has limits. True deterrence demands global reach. The next system leaves regions behind entirely. At number 2, the atmosphere darkens. Northrop Grumman B-21 Raider is a strategic stealth bomber aircraft from the United States built to shape outcomes before wars ignite. This is not speed-based fear. This is inevitability. This aircraft does not chase threats. It outlasts them. Unveiled in 2022, it emerged wrapped in controlled silence. Its length of 54 feet supports a flying wing optimized for penetration. A maximum speed of 609 miles per hour prioritizes endurance over interception. An estimated maximum range of 6,000 miles collapses continents into single missions. It carries a payload of 20,000 pounds configured for deterrence or precision. The unit cost of 700 million United States dollars reflects singular strategic purpose. This is where the countdown shifts from combat to consequence. This is the third rehook moment. The first wow feature is survivability against future air defenses. Another standout is persistence without detection. Imagine a silent departure crossing oceans while command rooms remain calm. Targets are reached before escalation signals appear. Should deterrence rely on visibility or uncertainty? This aircraft matters because it anchors strategic balance. Geopolitically, it stabilizes power through credible reach. Human stakes rise because decisions here affect millions. The scale of responsibility expands beyond pilots. The bomber becomes policy embodied. The tension is no longer tactical. It is civilizational. This aircraft compresses warning time at the national level. Every mission recalibrates global calculations. The escalation now feels absolute. Yet even this is not the peak. The final system does not deliver payloads. It delivers transformation. The future of warfare waits next. At the absolute peak where doctrine fractures and hierarchy dissolves, Boeing MQ-28 Ghostbat is an autonomous combat aircraft from Australia designed to fight alongside humans and beyond them. This is not support. This is transformation. The opening seconds feel unsettling because control itself becomes fluid. Unveiled in 2019, it arrived quietly while redefining expectations across air forces. Its length of 38 feet 5 inches allows flexible positioning around crewed aircraft without disruption. A maximum speed of 621 miles per hour keeps it tactically synchronized with frontline fighters. A maximum range of 2,300 miles enables persistent missions far beyond human endurance limits. It carries an estimated payload of 2,000 pounds adaptable to changing mission logic. The unit cost is estimated at 15 million United States dollars, making loss acceptable in strategic calculus. This is where the list abandons tradition entirely. The first rehook moment hits as sacrifice becomes programmable. The first wow feature is autonomous decision support in contested environments. Another standout is its loyal wingman role that absorbs danger without hesitation. Imagine a manned fighter forced to withdraw as threats intensify. The autonomous partner advances instead, drawing fire and attention. Defenses react to the wrong target while objectives remain intact. Who controls escalation when machines choose paths? This aircraft matters because it reshapes air combat hierarchy from pilot-centric to network-centric. Strategically, it multiplies force without multiplying human risk. Human stakes shift from survival to supervision and accountability. The second rehook moment lands as ethics enter the battlefield. Commanders now manage intent rather than direct action. Decisions accelerate beyond reflex and fatigue. The sky fills with collaborative machines acting as one. This aircraft compresses engagement loops into milliseconds. The emotional distance between launch and impact widens. Traditional hero narratives dissolve into systems thinking. Warfare becomes predictive rather than reactive. The third rehook moment arrives as control decentralizes further. No single cockpit owns the fight anymore. The battlefield becomes algorithmic and adaptive. This is not evolution, but rupture. The countdown ends where doctrine collapses. Future wars will be written in code rather than memoirs. Power shifts from strength to coordination. This system does not replace pilots. It replaces hierarchy itself. And this is where the next era truly begins. These aircraft redefine power and survival. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. And watch Top 12 Most Expensive and Dangerous Military Drones in the World, link in the description or above.